Hola, everybody, and welcome to Arizona Barrio Stories and Latino USA TV. I am your host on our show, Mas con Carmela, and our whole objective is to bring you information on arts, history, and our culture here in Phoenix, Arizona. And we have a lot of representation from the artists that live here, and I've had the pleasure and the honor and the privilege of being able to interview some of them. And today we have an incredible artist, a very good friend of mine, my comadre, Miss Diana Lee from Phoenix, Arizona. And we're just going to get to know her a little bit better and let you know that she has a huge concert coming up this Friday at Sergio Mendes at the MIM, along with We Three. And also, she is opening up for Gladys Knight on December 5th at the Celebrity Theater. Latina's doing good. So I am so very happy that you're with us today. Thank you for coming again.
Carmela.
I'm sorry our last interview didn't technically work out.
That's okay. That's okay.
We're one of the singers with the Latina Divinas, and we had interviewed all of them, and yours didn't get to make it, and I feel so bad about that.
Okay.
But it was a fabulous show.
We had so much fun. We had so much fun in that concert.
It really
that was really, what a highlight.
Yeah.
What a highlight.
We're getting ready for Volume 2 in September, so
Awesome.
we'll talk more about that,
Bueno.
so we can
Okay.
get that rolling too.
Okay.
But today, let's get to know a little bit more about you, mija.
Okay.
Tell the people where you're from and what you've been doing and all that kind of stuff.
Well, my name is Diana Lee. Maiden name is Diana Lee Dominguez. And then my mother's maiden name was Calles. That's for those of you who grew up here. And maybe you knew some Calleses, maybe you knew some Dominguezes, but those are all part of family. And I brought my family here. I'll tell you a little bit about them. This is my Grandma Dela Calles and then Ezekiel Calles. So that's Grandma and Grandpa. Nana and Tata. And then these, let's see, this is my mom. My mom, you might remember from Arizona Music Center, Ruby Dominguez. She was very, very, very much a huge force in making sure that everybody that wanted to play music could play music, and especially her Latina familia. Which everybody was related at that point. And this is my dad, Lee Dominguez. He did so many things. This is him playing guitar. He was the author of the Fender Guitar Method books way back in the 60s, in the 70s. And this is a picture, one of the pictures inside that. Him and Mom started Arizona Music Center in 1960. And that lasted until 1995. He also invented amplifiers, and I'm trying now to get an installment of both my mom and dad, with my dad with Ames Amplifiers and mom and dad both with Arizona Music Center at the MIM is what I'm trying to get done. So I'd like to do
incredible
that.
And very well deserved.
Yeah.
You know, your mom was such a force in our community. I didn't get to know your dad, but your mom, we all depended on her.
Oh, I'm telling you.
All of us that were starting bands. I mean, she provided the amplifiers, the microphones, and everything on credit.
Yes, we're gonna push you on the payment plan.
Right.
That's what it was. The payment plan.
The payment plan.
And she was she was, there's nobody like Mom. And she loved everybody. She loved all of you, everybody.
Well, that was a powerful force. I mean, she influenced so many of us, to go out there and succeed and to grow in our music. And how lucky we were to have her there.
Absolutely.
To nurture us as we were going.
Absolutely. And so she was so instrumental and such an angel in everybody's life. And I miss her so much. Yeah. But I have her bell. I call it the Ruby Bell.
The Ruby Bell.
The Ruby Bell, and the reason I have that is because for the last 20 years, I was a teacher in elementary schools. Charter schools in Buckeye was predominantly there for the last, 18, 19, 20 years. And then the last year I was over in East Mesa and actually Queen Creek and taught there. But I would teach my classes, and at the beginning of every class, Mom passed away in 2015. And so I would always start my classes by ringing the Ruby Bell. So we have come to order, then the classes begun.
That's
as a
awesome.
remembrance, and the kids all learned that, and
Well,
they loved
you've
it.
had such an influence and such wonderful opportunities, Ken. No, I
I
mean,
hope so.
you've been surrounded with music and powerful people all
Oh,
the
I've
time.
been very lucky. I've been very, very lucky.
Tell us a little bit about the history of your music, because, girl, you've been doing music for as long as I have. I know that.
I can tell you a story that a long time ago, my first record that I recorded with Rafi Chavarria,
Right.
Joey Trujillo,
Oh my
are
goodness.
people that we love and
Yes.
that have gone to play in the band in the sky. But a long time ago, my first song I had written was Decisions. And Ralphie's on that record, and then also Call on Your Friends. It's
On your
And one time I was so touched because we wrote the song and it got recorded on 45.
yeah.
And then I flew in to watch you. I think I had the baby. I had Francesca in the stroller, and there you guys were, playing at Churchill's Pub. And I came in, and you started to play the song,
Yes.
and I was in shock.
Well, Diana Lee was in the audience.
I was so like, I can't believe they're playing my song. That is so. I was just in tears. I was so touched that you guys learned the song, and it was just so fun. So that was the first. That was the
you
first thing.
you performed in all the clubs around Phoenix. Name some of your bands. I'm
Oh
sure
my
people are
gosh,
gonna
the very,
remember.
very beginning band that I had actually a long, long, long time ago with Carlos Marquez was, he was the guitar player and my boyfriend at the time. We had Galaxies. And so we toured up
Galaxy,
and
right.
down with Galaxies. And then him and I did a duo for a long time. So we toured all over the Southwest and played as a duo. Mike Dunham was booking us. You remember him?
Mike Dunham, yes.
These are names from
Oh, let's
way
hear it
long
for the
time ago.
agents.
Some we won't mention, but anyway, we did that for a while. Then I came back and I started my own bands, and then I played. I had babies. Then I started. We started Joey Navarro Project with Diana Lee. That was another band.
Right, that was-
lots of stuff came out of that.
Yeah.
And that's when Charles Lewis, that's who I'm playing at the Celebrity with on the 5th. Charles Lewis was a mentor of mine, and Debbie and Joni Sledge from Sister Sledge came to Phoenix to live. And they needed somebody. Said, "Do you know anybody that has their passport ready and then can do this gig? Because we need a substitute for one of the sisters that could be there." And Charles goes, "Well, I know a girl. She's not African American, but she sounds like it." So
I love it.
she sounds like she is. And so they
Charles.
came out to see me. I do too. I call him the guru of Phoenix because
see,
he really is.
see.
He really is. So they came out. The girls came out, and with Flo, who's no longer with us, the mother of Sister Sledge girls, and they came out. I was hired the next day, and I was on flight to Belgium, and that was my
Whee!
first big arena gig,
You toured with them
17,000
for quite a
seats.
while.
For about 10 years.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, Diana! I
Yeah,
didn't know
it was in
that
the
long.
'90s to early twos.
That's great.
Into the 21st century. There you go.
Ay, Dios
That
mío.
was- But all over the world, I was so lucky.
Yeah.
Holland, Belgium, Germany. I traveled the world. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but we're lucky to
Sister
have you
Sledge.
here. You know,
Yeah.
you're iconic in Phoenix. I mean, your music has moved so many people, and we're lucky in that way to be artists that can perform and touch people's emotions, and what they can't express, we can. So I've watched you do that over the years.
Oh, that's-
Let's talk a little bit about the concerts that are coming up for you.
Okay.
Because I think that's outstanding. You're going to open up for Sergio Mendes.
Yes. Well, we're doing a tribute
A tribute.
because he's up in the sky now.
Oh, right.
So but that's why we're doing a tribute. And I don't know, to me, my favorite album that Sergio ever did, his masterpiece was Brasilero.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There's no other album like that album. But we're doing all of the songs ranging back from, his 66, Brazil 66, all the way to today. And I'm so excited
Yeah.
to do that because I got to go to
awesome.
Brazil. Actually, I toured Brazil with Les Paul Roque.
Oh, my goodness.
Got to go and just to check it out, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see what it was all like, and so I seriously was so influenced by the stuff that was going on there.
Yeah.
So this concert is going to reflect all of that.
That's
I'm
awesome.
very, very excited about it with Nicole Pesci, Renee Patrick,
We three.
Mel Brown. Yeah, Mel Brown, Suzanne Lansford,
Incredible
and Sheila
musicians.
Early is going to be on drums
Oh, Sheila
for
on
that
drums,
show.
okay.
Yeah. So I'm so
And then
excited.
coming up on December the 5th, you got to talk
Oh
about
my
this one,
gosh.
girl. December 5th,
So
Celebrity Theater, you are going to open up for Gladys Knight.
I am.
How?
Now
How
she's
did that happen? Dios mío.
warming up for Gladys Knight. She's going to take the midnight train to Georgia, but we're going to take the 11 o'clock train to
That's
Georgia.
funny.
So we're going to do that. The way that happened is Charles called me up. And it's a Danny Zalesko production.
Right.
And so
Evening
Charles,
Star.
yes, Evening Star. He's famous for, I mean, he's done everybody. I mean, professionally. But it's just like, it's awesome. It's awesome. So he is, so Charles called me up and said, hey, this is Charles. And I haven't heard from Charles in a while. It's been years that I hear. And he goes, I got asked to open up for Gladys. And wondered if you could do it with me because I'd like to have you do it with me. I'm like,
Wow.
I took a pause for a second and then I said, let me think about that, Charles. Yeah, I will do that with you. Yes. The answer
great,
is
man.
yes.
That is so
and
awesome.
so we're going to do, I'm so excited. So I played the celebrity before in a few other shows,
Right.
but never, I mean, she's a legend. She's truly a legend. and
I saw her
still doing
last
it.
year.
Did you?
Yeah, she's about 80 now, and
Yes.
oh my gosh.
Yes, I can't
Electrifying
wait.
on
I
stage.
really, really can't wait.
Totally full of finesse and class, that lady,
Yeah.
I swear. But so are you. Yeah. So is it going to be just you and Charles? or
It'll
is it
be
a
me and
band?
Charles.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's bringing the whole gambit of
Okay.
electronics, which he's stepping out of bounds with that because usually,
Yeah.
typically, it's him and piano. But he says, "No, I wanted to do that," and I'm like, "Okay."
Awesome.
And so I'm so excited.
Oh, we're really going to try to make that show.
That'd be
Can't
awesome.
wait.
Thank you.
Can't wait.
Thank you.
So where's your music going from here, Mija?
I semi-retired from formal teaching.
Right.
In the elementary schools in May. And I was telling you the story. So in the interim, Donnie Dean and I got together and we did, we wrote music and did music. And so him and I got together in the 90s, early 90s. And we were together for a long time and toured for a long time. Then we got a record deal out of San Francisco. And then I told you the story, but it's a long story. But I hadn't listened to the material because, quite frankly, just to get to the end, the owner of the record label that we were on in San Francisco died. He was murdered. But anyway, another story for another show.
Ándale.
And so we went ahead and I got the masters and I got the stuff. And then anyway, I hadn't heard it. I stashed it away. I got the masters and I got everything else, but I hadn't listened to it until I was done with teaching because then I finally had time to organize everything. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
And so I put it in the CD player because I'm still a CD baby and always will be. But I put it in there and then listened. I said, this stuff is still good. So then Donnie Dean and I got back together to try and figure out how we can finish the album. And so that's like a project that's in the works.
Okay.
That's in the works. Plus I have a jazz trio with
Right.
Jay Baratic, who I
Right.
love and adore.
he's a great guy.
John Murray is playing with me. And
Probably
Greg.
one of the best bassists
Yes.
around.
Yes, he was Bobby Caldwell's bass player and for years lived in Los Angeles. And he's playing with us, and I adore him. He's Professor Murray, because he also
yeah.
teaches at Grand Canyon. And then Greg Warner,
Yeah.
who is Dionne Warwick's drummer. So I'm very lucky with everybody that I get to play with. And being able to do this show and that show, and they're all different. And then work with you,
Aw.
with the Latinas, because
you.
I love it. I love it. It's, from here down.
It's good. That was a great show, and I know the next one's going to be even better. So I'm looking forward to working with you again.
Me too.
But
That
I'm
was
looking
so
forward to
fun.
supporting you in everything that you do.
Thank
Diana.
you.
I'm so proud of you.
Bye.
There's very few Latina jazz artists. I mean, you have a big repertoire in all these other styles, but jazz, there's only really in Phoenix, me and you. I do Latin
Yeah.
jazz, and you do.
I never thought of it like that, but you're
Yeah.
right.
It's
I
true.
don't know
So it's a very unusual section for us to be
Yeah.
in, you know. But I've watched you grow over the years. I think you're magnificent. I congratulate you. I support you.
Thank you, honey.
Keep on doing what you're doing and come back and talk to us again and enjoy. Tell Gladys I said hi.
I will. I'll get you. I'll get you back there after the show.
That would
if you
be
could
awesome.
be there, that would
Yeah,
be.
we're
That
really
would.
going to try
yeah.
to go see that.
Okay.
I would love to meet her.
Yeah.
Oh, one of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Awesome.
God bless you and everything that you're doing. And everybody out there, thank you for being part of Arizona Barrio Stories and Latino USA TV. Until we see you again with another interview, take care of yourselves and azúcar.
Azúcar.